Hi guys!
And welcome back to Aesthetically Sisters. I'm Biba.
And I'm Heidi. And we are so excited to be back today.
We are so excited.
It's been a whole week.
And I've been waiting a week to be back on this lounge.
I know.
Where
and
I
talk
feel
to
so
you.
at home.
I feel like now when we talk outside of work, it isn't the same.
It's not.
Or wait, not outside of work because you are my sister. But when we talk in general, I feel like it just doesn't hit the same as it does when there's like lights and cameras and microphones.
I think we're going to need a production team to follow us around.
I know. I want to be like
Otherwise,
the
I
Kardashians.
don't think I'm going to be able to focus and have a conversation with you.
No.
How's your week been?
My week's been good. It's been so interesting trying to adjust without my boyfriend here. And I know that sounds so...
Guys, just for those that weren't here last week, Heidi's boyfriend is on vacation for the very first time in their 6-year relationship away from her for that long. It's
so funny because I tend to, I travel maybe twice a year and I never have felt like this because I feel like when you're on vacation, you're like occupied, you're busy, you're exploring. And now that I'm like in his shoes, I'm like, oh my God. It's
the
so
trauma
weird.
you've made.
I've instilled in him. I have. It's bizarre, but it's been an interesting week of like adjusting.
I've been Heidi's boyfriend since the day he left.
Yeah, she has, and she's been a great boyfriend.
Do you think?
Not gonna lie, like she's been amazing. I was a little bit skeptical because, as we know and as we've discovered, skeptical.
You said spectacle.
Spectacle.
I'll be your eyes too, babe. Don't worry.
Anywho, I haven't had my 3 p.m. coffee. Anyways, so when I found out that Biba had to be my boyfriend,
she had no choice.
I had no choice, but I was also really nervous because, as we know, Biba has a little bit of trouble when it comes to like committing and being in a relationship, and I just didn't think she was going to be able to give me what I need. Now, I'm someone who loves like physical touch is my love language of how I like to receive love, and like quality time, and they're the two things that Biba doesn't do much of at all. Well, doesn't like to touch anyone, doesn't like to be touched, and doesn't like to spend time with anyone.
It's been 10 fucking years. So
and I get it, but I was nervous because I was like, how am I gonna feel
really
loved?
touchy, like
she's been so good,
fulfilling what you need.
I don't know if you don't follow us on Instagram, you wouldn't have seen, but the other day we were like driving and I just got like this rush of emotion. And mind you, I'm also like, I just got my period. So coming up to it, I was obviously emotional.
Hot mess, guys, hot mess.
And I was like, Biba, like I need a hug. She's like, what? I'm like, I need a hug. We literally parked on the side of the road.
We did.
And hugged. Like I jumped onto, she was driving, I jumped onto the driver's seat.
Yep, put my seat back and I let
her
her sit in my arms.
For like 5 minutes, had that connection, and I felt much better. So I must say, you'd be a fucking great boyfriend.
Did you hear that?
She took me shopping on Saturday, took me for lunch on Sunday.
I took you for lunch on Saturday
as
and
well.
then dinner on Sunday.
Dinner on Sunday. Took me shopping, bought me dessert. Like, I just don't know what more you would want in a person.
I wanted to take her for a massage, but she had period pain.
Yeah, I was not going to be touched by someone I don't want to be touched by.
I should have done that for you. See, this is where I'm lacking.
But we're learning.
I'm still finding my bearings.
We're learning together.
My God. I couldn't even imagine myself in a relationship at this point.
It's really sad, but neither can I. I can't.
I don't think anyone can see me. I've been single 10 years. 10 and a half years.
You do being single so good that like you just...
That's the best compliment.
I swear, you're so good at being single. Like, not that I'm single right now, but like it's been a week and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm so out of routine.
Yeah.
It's bizarre, but you're like, you do it so good. Like you're effortless at it, doll.
Practice
Make
makes
it look
perfect.
easy.
It actually is easy. I do find it easier though.
Yeah.
For me personally, after being single for so long, I genuinely, why I think I make it look easy, I genuinely enjoy my own time.
Yeah.
Like solitude is so important for me.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I don't like to be bothered. I don't like talking too much. No one would believe that.
No one.
But like when I'm home, I'm home.
Yeah. Phone's on like airplane mode, do not disturb. No one's getting in contact with people.
No, that's right. And
if it's an emergency, don't even try.
Heidi hates it because I call it a school night.
Yeah. it grinds my gears when she calls Monday to Thursday a school night. And
I
I'm
still
like,
count Friday as school night because we work Saturdays.
but it's like you haven't been to school in like 20 years. Like, it's not a school night, darling.
I think it's because my son goes to school.
A few weeks ago, a guy like wanted to take her out, and he said something like, "Are you free Wednesday?" And she's like, "Why the hell would someone ask me if I'm free on a Wednesday? It's a school night." I'm like, this man is looking at you like a grown ass woman that you are. He's not gonna be thinking, "Oh, maybe she has school tomorrow." Like, come on.
Once again, my problem. He knows I've told him I work a lot.
But
my
Pete-
hours are intense. And
No,
I
I can't
live
agree.
an hour away from my clinic.
But but you don't sleep till midnight. So if you're getting home at 6 to 7 p.m., you still have
7:30.
6 to 7:30 p.m. They vary. You could definitely go out for a quick dinner.
And what do I do with the kid?
He's chaos. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
do
Actually,
you see, this is why men burn me? Because they either talk too fucking much or don't listen at all.
yeah, that's
Like,
a big one.
You're not listening. When I'm telling you I run a whole empire and I'm not sort of sitting behind a computer doing it, I'm actively on the floor.
Yeah.
And then I go home after an hour commute to get home.
You know what? That's fair. We
And
can
I've
call
got
it a
my
school
kid
night.
I got to cook for my child.
I always forget you're a mum.
I do too. It's fucking wild.
It really is.
Like, I can't believe I've been a mum for 10.5 years.
That's crazy.
I know. So back to this guy. So I didn't see him for that reason because he literally presented me with icks and red flags.
Yeah. I think if he's not listening, that's
Yeah.
a red flag.
Because the
you
first
need
thing
to
I
feel
did say
heard.
to him is during the week is a no-go. So then he asked me about the Monday. Then he asked me about the Wednesday. If it
Oh,
didn't
no.
work on the Monday, it didn't work
It's
on...
still a school night on Wednesday, guys.
So I don't talk to him anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either. Like, that's 2 strikes too many.
I agree, hun.
So what is it exactly about a relationship that you find it so hard to like be in and be committed into one?
Do you have forever?
Yeah, I have forever and a day. And a day.
And a day. Okay, because the day is going to be needed. What I find the most difficult with being in a relationship or even allowing myself or approaching a situation that could potentially lead to being in a relationship isn't just my commitment issues. Because we already know I've got that.
Definitely has
Like-
commitment issues.
I do. And I think part of the biggest reason I feel like I've got these commitment issues is obviously past relationships.
Of course. What is it? What is a specific thing when you think about getting into a relationship? What's like the top thing that comes to your mind about like, oh my God, no. Like what's scared? Like what is that one thing?
There's more than one thing, but the main thing is why do people get in relationships? 2 down the line, get married. I did not
Okay, so it's marriage that's scared. It's a long term.
any short term even.
So just end your relationship.
No, well, it's because the idea of someone trying to get to know someone and having a deep interest in them is to lead to a forever thing.
Yeah.
Or a long term thing and be committed to one person and fight for them every day and fight for the relationship. And for me, that already,
so beautiful.
I know Heidi loves it. It's already starting to sound like a mission for me. Off the
Really?
bat. Well, I guess as well, I have not been in love. Like, obviously, I've loved people, and I find there's such a world of difference between loving someone and being in love. Okay, you can love anyone. Like, I love the tree outside. So
I'm so sorry. You caught me so off guard. You love the tree outside. Yeah, that's
like,
true.
do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not just
Yeah.
loving someone.
I do truly believe that there's a massive difference between loving someone and being in love.
Yeah.
And it's
I haven't just got there yet. And
that's really sad.
no, it's not. It's fine because I manipulate so don't be sad because I sabotage the relationships because when I start seeing like issues start arising within the
Yeah.
first 24 hours and picking on red flags, I think, okay,
What's the point?
I'm 36 years old now. If I'm going to have to commit to someone and sort of work on changing things I don't like about them. And change doesn't happen overnight.
No.
Okay, I'm not
And
saying
I truly believe that you really can't change anyone
No.
unless they truly want to change themselves.
I could not agree with you more.
Yeah.
And change is very hard for people.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fucking mechanic to fix people's problems.
You are not.
I'm not a panel beater.
We
I
can fix
cannot-
faces. We can't fix problems.
Exactly. And I just feel like, do I need to commit to this person and work so closely to, I don't like the way he dresses. Let me sort of introduce a different dress code. I don't like the way he shaves his beard. I want him, like, little things.
Yeah.
And, you know, in saying that, before y'all come at me, I'm not perfect either.
To me, you're perfect.
Thank you. You're amazing. But I'm not perfect either. And I cannot ever expect, and I can never see myself changing certain things about myself for a man. Like if a man is going to come tell me, don't wear this because you look good in it and I don't want people to look at you.
I can't tolerate that.
Go grow a fucking dick. Okay? Because you've got a small dick that you're coming
I'm so insecure.
and that you're so insecure about me, or I don't want you to get any more lip fillers. I don't want you to do anything to your face. I don't want you to like go too light in your hair. All of that. And I'm going to say like, okay, babe. Me?
Yeah. No. See, but not all guys are like that.
No. I'm giving examples.
Yeah.
I'm giving examples. Like I won't change. I will change something about myself if I am not happy with it.
Of course,
grade on
yeah.
my life. But there's a lot. There's commitment. There's putting up with certain things. And also just day to day, having to check in every day, talk to the same person every day. How boring.
It's not boring. It's so fun. I like the fact that you said in the beginning, if you start seeing red flags and stuff, you just stop the conversation there.
I do.
Because so many people, and I see it so much like with my friends and clients as well, and we see so many clients, so there's always some sort of relationship or friendship or some sort of drama happening in everyone's lives.
Such a scandal.
It's a scandal. And so many people stay because they are holding on to like one good trait that person has.
Yeah.
And it makes me really sad because I'm the type of person, like if I'm going to feel disrespected or my needs aren't going to be met, I won't be in that place.
100%.
Or even if it's a friendship, not even like a partner, I'm not there.
Because you know your worth.
Because I know my worth. And
That's
then when I
right.
see people who come and they're like, oh, but like the sex was really good, but he's not listening to me. He's cheating on me. He's doing this. He's doing that. And I'm like, you're holding on to a relationship and you're wasting valuable time of your life because the sex is good.
You can get sex anyway, babe.
You
There's
can.
great sex out there.
Or like not even that, or like, oh, he drives a nice car or he has a good job, or I see the potential. Stop dating the potential and date the person in front of you.
A lot of people also hang on to, you know, your honeymoon period, the beginning.
Yeah.
It's all roses and butterflies and beautiful and rainbows. And that soon comes to an end.
See, I have an opinion about this because a lot of people say it comes to an end and a lot of females blame it on the guy. I think that it is so important that it's like a mutual thing. Like your honeymoon phase can last forever if you're both committed to it. I feel like people slack off and then they expect the man to just like pick up and continue where he was up here and you've like now dropped and your standards are so high but you're not giving anything. I think relationships are such a give and receive. Like you need to nurture your plant for it to grow. You need to nurture your relationship for it to grow as well.
There's so much passion about love. I love it.
I truly believe that because like I myself, like there were times I was like, oh my God, like why isn't he saying these things? Why is he doing this? And then I realized and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm stressed at work. I'm this, I'm that. I'm not giving anything. And
That's correct.
You need to give to receive.
That's absolutely.
So it goes both ways.
And I'm just probably not. I'm definitely not selfish, but I don't make time for men.
Yes.
I don't.
They're
I don't
not a
prioritize.
priority.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Because after you've been single for over 10 years and you have made your own table,
Yes.
what is a man going to bring to my table? Because it's already made. And I'm not going to serve him at my table if he's got nothing to bring
give.
that's
valuable.
missing off my table.
I see
Which
that,
isn't
and I think it's really difficult for you to find someone for that reason because you
Yeah.
can do so much on your own.
And I do.
And
I'm
I feel
so
like-
used to it.
Yeah, so that it makes it quite difficult for yourself because you're like, I have everything. I travel. I have my own house. I make my own money. I have my own car. Like, what do I need a man for?
That's correct.
And it's like most of the companionship, but then everyone you talk to either talks too much, doesn't listen, doesn't talk enough. Like, there's always an issue.
It's not always about the talking.
But it's definitely a big part of it.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, long time, all alone. And it's happy. And my time is so consumed by my child. I go home and you know the things I've got to do with my child.
And I wouldn't call him a child. I'd call him like a
He's like a
middle-aged man.
Middle-aged man.
He has so many requests.
Yeah.
So many needs that need to be met.
Just because he's
Infatuated by
me.
Bibba.
Yes. Which I'm
It's very cute.
it's very cute. But I think to myself, imagine I come home after a long day of work and I'm that drained and I have to go home, not only attend to a child,
but
attend to a man.
Yeah.
Make sure his washing's done. My ex-husband done all the house cleaning and the washing and the everything.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm ever going to find another man like that? Which I don't want a man like him. But I'm saying with the traits of almost being like the housekeeper.
Are we airing this?
We're airing it. Like he was.
Yeah, no, he was.
That's what I mean.
But see,
lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place.
I don't know many men myself that
Yeah.
actually do anything around the house. So that was
That's
a
right.
blessing.
He was very hands-on.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to go be a hands-on. Mate, you know what? We're going to do another episode when I fall in love and I'm going to show you maybe it will change.
I can't wait for that day, honestly.
It could be like 2028.
I'm still waiting to just go on a double date with my sister.
I know. I'm so sorry. I find that so fucking crazy.
It's so bad.
See, because I just don't take any of them serious enough.
But that's okay. We're a great... what's it? A throuple?
A throuple. Yeah.
Is it a throuple? Trio. Trio is fine.
Trio.
I don't know what throuple means. I'm scared.
Throuple. I think it's in the trip.
What's a throuple?
Hold on. Let me Google.
Yeah, okay. I hope it's nothing...
Throuple is 3 people in a relationship.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Basically.
Let's just fact check that before I get fired.
A throuple is a balanced, consensual, and committed relationship between 3 people.
Wow. We're a throuple. We're a great throuple.
I guess I've been more committed to you guys than anything else in my life.
That's true. Well, yeah, no, we do it good. Do you find it's more challenging to date someone over 30 with a child?
That's a really good question.
Because I feel like a child always throws like a little spin in things.
That is a very good question. I believe dating over 30 in itself
Is difficult.
is a very difficult.
Anyone I know who's over 30 and is single, I
yeah.
really feel for you.
It's a jungle out there, babe.
And I feel like as you guys get older, you
It's
get
getting
pickier
harder.
and it's harder. And
Oh, that's true. As you do get older, you definitely get pickier. I'm so picky. I'm not even like a Victoria's Secrets model and I still behave like one.
You are better than a Victoria's
I
Secret
would
model.
not say
Yes,
better.
you are.
Come on. God,
You're
no.
hot, man.
Ah! I love you. I love you. You're hot too. But as you're getting older, you're just getting stuck in your ways and
It's hard.
it's harder.
Yeah.
It's much harder. Over 30 is hard, let alone over 30 with a child. And not saying that I would look at someone who has a child and be like, I'm not going to date you.
Yeah.
No. When I was younger, before I had a kid,
Of course.
when I'd sit down and
Yeah,
talk
your
to my
mentality
friends.
is so different.
Absolutely. Talk to friends about, oh, would you ever date this person who's got a kid? No way.
Yeah.
And I come with baggage too now. Sorry. I can't
feel
diss someone for having baggage.
But I feel like from a male's perspective as well, like imagine being a man, like trying to talk to you, for example, put aside everything else.
Yeah.
Like your priority isn't him, it's your child. So I feel like going into a relationship, like not being the person with the child is also challenging.
Absolutely.
Because you're never going to be their first priority.
That's right.
This child that isn't yours is their priority.
Exactly.
So and I feel like it takes so much like accepting from the like the other party.
It does. Like I was speaking to Zach the other day and mentioned something along the lines of, oh my God, like you're the number one thing in my life. And I thought, firstly, that made me sick.
That's cute though.
Yeah, anyway, I'm not cute. I don't do cute. So, but it was hilarious because he also followed by saying, I know your son comes first after God, and then your business and your sister, and then everything else matters after that. But
That's
that
really
is
sweet.
your main thing. And I thought to myself, I've never verbally said that to him,
Mm.
but if that is actually me, because I must, and I do give it off that,
They're your priorities.
like, hey, I've got a free second to waste. We can have it. What did you want to talk about?
To waste.
I ain't got some time to waste. Let's burn it. I'm giving you 4 minutes on the clock.
That's hilarious.
So
Let's talk. But that's really nice. I find that so considerate of him. So like he listens.
he
also talks
even
a
more.
lot, but he listens.
No, but it's funny. I'm using that as an example. Is that how I believe once you become over 30 with a kid, as much as we all want to date, we all want to find someone amazing. We all want to have someone special to go home to. Have someone at the end of the day ask you, how was your day?
Yeah, I think
That's
it's
a
more so
nice thing.
companionship, like just having that person
Absolutely.
there, yeah.
If you have a child and you're a full-time caring parent, you are really limited to time available
Yeah.
to go out for these dinners and meets and coffees. That's a problem I find in my life. Obviously, I don't make the time, but also I'm very limited to time.
And then I feel like you will prioritize having your me time
Absolutely.
over going and meeting someone that you probably know
Absolutely.
is not going to work.
That's correct. That's correct. So that's a big situation that I see standing between me and
Your potential.
actively dating
Okay.
to meet someone.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, dating over 30 with a child's complicated as fuck.
Yeah. Unless you got great babysitters. I guess it comes down to everyone's lifestyle.
No,
as well.
everyone's different. Yeah.
Everyone's different. I just don't prioritize it. Like, I know what I can do with my child. She lives in my street, basically. It's not even 6 minutes away.
It's
but
not that deep.
It's
but we
where
make
I
it.
choose to be. I choose to spend more time with my child because it's crazy. It's
And
crazy
you know
out
what?
there.
If it's meant to be, it'll be.
It will be. It
I
will
love
be.
that.
Fuck that. I couldn't date anymore.
It's so funny because we hear so many like crazy horror relationship stories in the clinic.
It's
And I
mental.
really feel for our clients. Like
I do
some
too.
clients like get cheated on, they're cheating, they're in a 3-way relationship.
Thrupples everywhere.
Like it's crazy. And I really feel for any like it's hard. It's
It is
rough
very
out
hard.
there.
It is. And I would say a lot of my clientele are over 30.
Yeah.
So I do get a lot of single mothers as well, like myself.
Yeah.
And sharing their horror date stories. Babe, I'd rather fucking walk myself into a wall 6 times than put up with half the shit these girls
Putting
up with to try and find someone. And I believe that's another contributing factor to why I've steered so far away from like the dating scene.
Yeah, because we hear so much
I
about
hear so
it.
much. Not one person walks in with an amazing love story. Actually, I do have a great love story. I haven't even told you this. I've got to share it with you soon. And that's
We'll
great.
come back to that.
We'll come back to that. With the horrors happening out there that you were referring to, it's gone crazy. The world's gone mad. I feel like it's not only from the female end where we are struggling to find a proper man. I feel also there's been a shift in the dating world, I would say, over the last 5 years, over the last 10 years. The online dating portals are getting wild.
Crazy.
And there are so many options. So many options available from different apps to different people, to different groups of people, to things that people want to do with each other, things they don't want to do, things they want to watch. There's
I think there's way too many options out there.
far too many
And
options.
It makes people want more, or like they're not satisfied because like, oh, but this person's doing this.
And maybe I could get something better.
That's a really toxic mentality.
It is.
But I feel like, I don't know, I read all these conspiracy theories. I feel like that's what the government wants. Keep us occupied with like weird relationship and sexual trials.
Yeah.
To distract us from all the good.
It's absolutely mental. It's mental.
Wow.
Yeah. You meet someone now online and you would be surprised because it would blow you out of the park. When you're getting someone slide into your DM saying, my partner and I would like you to join us.
Are you fucking serious?
I swear to God. I swear to God. Like, I'm not judging anyone's sexual orientation, what they find pleasure in.
Yeah.
Good for you, babe. Go for it. Go hard and get it. But there are some things that have just become so normalized.
Normal. Yeah.
So normalized.
Wow.
And you can't say anything. It's either a yes or a no. People are getting a lot of no's lately.
That is what I actually can't believe that the things people are into.
Yeah. And this is why even people that are in relationships, I feel like are becoming a lot more open in their relationships.
Because there's so much out there. It's ridiculous.
It's so much. And to stop the cheating, you got to give them options. I'm not getting in a fucking relationship ever. That's it.
I'm done.
I'm done. I need
Wow.
a Prince Charming to come blow me off my feet.
I think that'll be so nice.
I don't know, a Viking.
Bibba's into Vikings.
I'm into Vikings. Like, I want a scruffy, big man to put me in my feminine energy. I don't want to be the man. I want him to walk around with an axe, go steal some land,
See, this is why she's still
put
single.
me on a horse and call me his girl, his lady, what do they call it?
Wow.
I've watched Outlander too many times. I've watched The Last King too many times.
I'm sorry, but I just don't think
Vikings.
Vikings are coming for you, doll.
I want if anyone's watched Vikings would 100% understand what I'm saying. Vikings.
I can't get into it. I don't know why. Like, I just can't get into any of the shows that you like.
To be honest, I might like them because they no longer exist.
It's not familiar.
It's not a possible love story.
Wait, so I can only watch stuff that I can relate to.
I want to go to war with my man.
Not that I relate to vampires, but like, yeah.
I want to sharpen his swords.
I can't with you.
I don't want a man that holds a gun. I want a man that holds a sword, like an old school battlefield sword.
And like whips it out and
Yes, while he's on his horse galloping into the
Wow,
horizon.
That's hot when his long hair floating in the air.
Yeah.
Wow, maybe I should watch Vikings.
I'm getting really excited about this conversation.
know.
It's wonderful. Something else that's completely blown me away with the whole dating scandal, the dating saga of it. What keeps blowing me away in the dating saga in today's life,
The scandals.
apart from how scandalous it is, people are choosing to remain single. I'm not the only one. I know you keep thinking.
No, but I actually was about to say I can't blame people for wanting to stay
Yeah.
single. With all the shit out there, it's honestly easier to just remain single and have your peace of mind than worrying about, is he cheating on me? Is he going on a bender this weekend? Is he going or just coming for the week? Or like, you just don't know what's happening.
Absolutely.
And it goes both ways, guys and girls. No one's better than each other. But everyone just has their own issues and they have their own trauma. And
I absolutely agree.
I personally feel like it's just easier to be single.
Well, it is.
And I feel bad, but all my clients who are under 30 were saying, I just have given up. And I'm like, don't give up.
No, that's
but like,
too young to
you
give
can't
up.
blame them because
Yeah.
of all the shit that they're going through.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe there's a lot society needs to work through. I feel like there has become such a normalization of much, much younger girls getting with much older guys that are in relationships. And once you're scarred, like once you've gone through something really devastating and traumatizing and something to such caliber of betrayal from the one person you really love and trust
that
the
shit will
most,
scar you deep.
not only will it scar you, and as you get older, like as you're getting older, you're learning more about yourself.
Yeah.
And how often do I tell you, I personally, it wasn't a thing that used to bother me, now it bothers me.
Yeah, all the time.
And referring back to what you said, as you get older, you get pickier because you're learning more about yourself. You're learning more about life. You're learning about, would I put up with this? Would I not put up with this? Is this a red flag? Is this a green flag?
And I also think, obviously, I think social media plays such a big part because all I hear is like people say, I want to be in my feminine energy and I want this and I want, and like whatever's trending, that's like what they want.
What they want.
And it's only normal because you're seeing it all the time. So your brain starts to program like, okay, this is what we need. And it changes, the trends go so quickly that you just can't keep up with what you actually want. And then you're just confused and you're never going to find it because
And the options
you
are so
limiting.
There's so many to choose from. There's so much to choose from. There are so many options of how you want to take your relationship or how you want to take your single life.
Yeah, there really is.
And I've never met an unhappy single person. I've met plenty of unhappy
No.
people in a relationship. I've met a lot of miserable people hanging on
Far
by
too
a
many.
thread for dear life just to say they're in a relationship. Just because it's either too complicated to get to know someone all over again
Yeah.
because of what we're talking about. So I'll just shut up and put up with this dickhead of a man to say I've got a man because I fear to be single. That is disgusting. You got to change your thoughts, queen.
See, like, especially if he's cheating on you or like treating you badly, what do you still do? I can't personally understand how people stay in a relationship after they've been cheated on. Like, this man went with another woman, or this woman went with another man, and you have found it in your heart to forgive him.
I don't understand motherfuckers like that. Firstly, I get mistakes can happen, but that motherfucker's not getting a forgiveness from me.
No.
No.
And
no.
when he says it was her or it was he, no.
Shut the fuck up,
It
you
was
pussy,
you.
and
You're the
own
one
up.
in a relationship.
Ain't no body fucking slips and falls into a vagina.
No.
It's not the way it happens.
It's
But
crazy.
it's crazy. And I guess, once again, the society standards of you need to be in a relationship. People
Yeah.
are hanging in there, tolerating mental abuse, psychological abuse, getting cheated on, everything, just so they're not alone.
Yeah.
Because I've never met anyone who is alone and is crying every night from heartbreak, like a person in a relationship who's crying every other day from being disrespected.
That is so true.
Do you know how amazing? I know I have the worst sleeping pattern, but I swear to
I
you,
sleep good not
it's
worrying
got
about someone's son.
Nothing to do about anyone's son.
Yeah.
It is me, my life, my comfort. My work keeps me up at night. What I'm going to wear on the podcast keeps me up at night.
Yeah.
Not a man.
That's a
not
good
what
thing
he's
to
done.
keep you up.
Yeah, I agree. So I believe people are just finding it just easier to live alone in response to your question and stay alone and have their casual fuck buddies, if you may, because there's no strings attached with that. And
Then be in a
relationship
Yeah.
where you're fully committed and consistently being let down.
And I also feel like it is a lot more normal, despite all the other things that are normal, to be single, like at an older age. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
before, like when I was younger, everyone I knew was like, I want to be married at 21, engaged at 21, married at 22, have my first baby. Like that was like the timeline that we all thought we were having.
Yeah.
But I feel like now so many people are like 30 and single, and it is okay. Like
It
if
is.
you're
It's
working
amazing.
and you feel like fuck it, fuck what people think. If you feel good, that is all that should matter.
And no man's going to make you feel fucking better than yourself.
Yeah,
He can make you feel
Amen.
worse. Let me tell you something. Someone once told me one of the best piece of advice I've ever received. You do you, because nobody can do you like you can do yourself.
Amen. That's amazing. I love
Most
that
of these
one.
men you're crying over need guidance down there, baby. Don't cry
Ain't
over
nobody
them.
gonna satisfy you.
No one going to satisfy you like yourself.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
so funny.
So I just
Wow.
think that.
I feel like we can sit and talk about relationships and the disasters out there forever and a day.
Yeah.
But we just
Maybe we can finish it on a very positive note.
oh,
Okay, exactly.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, you know, earlier how I was telling you, a client of mine told me the most beautiful love
Yes,
story, and I didn't
tell
tell you
me.
about it. Oh my God. I was like locked in, invested. I stopped. I'm like, I need the whole story.
How
and give me
haven't
the
you
phone.
told
I
me?
know. I totally forgot. Let me get comfortable for this. A client of ours went to London and she was catching up with some friends. They were
Okay.
supposed to go to a restaurant. Plans changed last minute and they ended up going to like a bar 45 minutes away from the city.
Okay.
It was like very spontaneous. She meets a guy. He's from the UK and they hit it off. They got into a relationship. She's gone back to see him a couple of times and it was all amazing. I know she keeps coming to see us just before she flies out. She came the other day and she's talking to me during these ones. A bitch couldn't fucking see.
the
I
ring.
was blinded by something this big
Oh my
and
god.
I was like, hold the fuck up and show me that hand. What am I missing? And she goes, oh my God, I forgot to tell you. I said, I don't want to hear anything else. I need to know this whole
oh
story.
my god, stop it.
I know. So she's from Adelaide
Okay.
and she's given me permission to talk about her story because I told her, can I share it on the podcast? So this is the kind of love story that gives me hope that exists.
I'm excited. I don't know the story.
I know. So she's in Adelaide. She lives in Adelaide and her best friend's getting married. So she tells her, I need you to come do the taste testing of the wedding food at the venue. This venue is a castle, overlooks like mountains, and it's just so scenic and beautiful and surreal. So they call out and say, whoever's driving 123 this car, can you please move it? You're parked in a loading dock. So she goes out to move it. All right. She said, I can use her name.
I've already got a
I know.
goosebumps.
So, and it's being recorded. So I'm watching it happen. Okay. She walks out to her car and she's got her head down. She's walking and someone goes, is this your car, Katie? And she looks up. She goes, yes, I'm so sorry. And goes, you move your car. And then she turns around and she goes, I'm sorry. And it was her man. He's flown from the UK.
Oh my God.
He's there. He's surprised her at the car. She has screamed, jumped. She had no idea. He had planned he had told her he's going to Portugal. He had played a whole trick on her for a whole 8 months. I'm going to Portugal on this day, on this day, on this day. And he's sending her Snapchats of him at a beach. Okay?
Oh my
Later
God.
on,
This
only for
man-
her to find out, he was taking photos of his laptop screen of him on other vacations in Bali. So he's worked out time.
This is the effort men need to be putting in.
The time difference from Portugal to Sydney, and he's sending her photos of him like at midnight for us, whatever. Look at the beach I'm at. Look what I'm doing today.
The effort.
The effort. So she doesn't even click on. And then she's like, what the heck? And he goes, just come, let's go back inside with your friends. I just wanted to surprise you. Walks in, walks her, and there's a whole will you marry me set up.
I'm gonna cry. That's so cute.
And she had told him about the venue. So her whole family, all her friends were there. They had the engagement and he booked the wedding that same night for a year's time. They got engaged and booked the wedding and everything in the one night and he come from the UK to do that.
I'm actually speechless. That is the cutest thing I've ever heard.
I know. And I know how much you love love stories. That's how excited I was. I don't think I've ever heard anything
Do you know,
more
like, just
beautiful.
the effort? Like, to be honest, I don't care anything about, like, the will marry, the signs and all
Yeah.
that, whatever. But the effort that he went through to keep it a secret and to, like, plan and prep
Absolutely.
all, like, everything, that is the cutest thing ever.
I know.
I actually want
And
to
this
cry.
is why people are
I
remaining
love
single
love.
because I feel both parties have given up on doing these amazing gestures and going
It's-
over and beyond.
It's so like, anything thoughtful like that is,
Yeah.
like, the best thing ever.
I know.
Wow.
So it's
I love
so
that. I'm
cute.
so happy for her.
I know. And the most beautiful, they stood together and prayed. I know. I wanted to cry as well.
I'm actually getting emotional.
I know. And he had a photographer, a videographer. He had everything. Had
This man did not miss a
He
beat.
did not. The fact he was working the timing,
Yeah,
out,
that
he had
for
them
me.
programmed. Look, Heidi's crying, guys.
Emotional.
Drop of a hat and she'll cry. I'll take you out for dinner later, boyfie.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so this is
Wow.
why
That's a
women
good
are
positive
getting
note.
on one fucking knee now and proposing to these pussy men to marry them because these men ain't pulling up and they're not pulling their weight. That the
Has to do it.
woman's nuts are dropping on a daily basis now because
I
these
actually
men
can't.
and the estrogen levels are
Too
out
high.
of, out of
Wow.
pocket.
I love. I'm still stuck on the story.
I know, it was so amazing. I literally made her like promise I was so okay with sharing it. And I'm like, I don't even want to change your name because the way he said, Katie, is that your car? In the accent.
I need to watch this. I'm
I know.
texting her.
Text her. She said she'll actually send it.
That is
Because
so
I told her,
cute.
Heidi is going to need to see this. She goes, that's fine. I'll send it to her. Yeah.
Oh my god. I love love.
Heidi loves love. I want to love. That's the
See, I feel
that's
like,
the
and then people
energy.
would look at this incredible proposal and be like, I want this. And then they're speaking to a guy who's not going to give that to them.
No, who's not?
It's sad.
And their biggest problems are when are we going to, what's the next step in our relationship? But I don't ever need to worry about that.
No, you don't, Zal. You have beautiful sleeps, not stressing.
Look, not in saying that not all relationships are stressful. I see your
course.
relationship, touch wood, it's amazing. Your relationship is stunning. It's gracious. It's loving. It's godly. it's passionate.
You're
It's
gonna make me cry.
no, truly, it is. It's all those things and more.
But this is the thing, like, and I always
But
say,
I also say you guys both collectively put in
effort.
amazing
Like,
amount
you
of
need
effort.
to, like, I can't stress this enough. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a one-man band. It is two people.
It's a whole
And
band.
it's never 50-50. Like, some days I can only give you 10%. You pull your fucking socks up and you give me 90%.
Yeah, I
So-
agree. And he does, and that's
Yeah.
where you guys
and
have
that's
found
how
that
it
common
works.
ground.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I've been trying to say the whole episode is I haven't found someone to do the hard yards
You don't
with
need to
or
find
for.
anyone. You have us. We're a throuple.
We're a throuple.
Oh,
Well, that's been a great catch up.
I know. All the drama, all the goss.
I know.
I
I
know.
can't wait for our next relationship episode because we're going to have the questions that our followers
Yes.
really want.
We want to hear your
Juicy
horrible,
stories.
cheesy relationship stories to share them.
Absolutely. And everything will always remain anonymous.
Unless you want us to say your name.
Like my
Up
friend.
to you.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We can't wait to be back next week.
We'll see you next Wednesday.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow.
And leave a comment as to why you think relationships are getting harder to stay committed in.
I agree. I want to hear. I'm interested.
We wanna hear.
We want to hear everything.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.